To call the Crystal Council meeting to order.
Thanks, Jeff.
Let's start with roll call.
Councilmember LaRoche.
Here.
Councilmember Parsons.
Here.
Mayor Adams.
Here.
Councilmember Banks.
Here.
Councilmember Budaszewski.
Here.
Councilmember Cummings is absent, and Councilmember Kaiser.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. What? We have an agenda before us. Looking for a motion on our agenda. Nancy.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, thank you. Looking for a second?
Second.
Thanks, Brendan.
I'll second. Sorry.
All
You didn't have to
members,
hear me.
all members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. I have a proclamation that I'd like to read into the record at this time. This is a Thanksgiving proclamation. Whereas the Pilgrims escaped the reach of the Church of England and went to Holland for religious freedom. After residing in Holland for more than a decade, the Pilgrims left because they were concerned with seduction. They were afraid their children would be corrupted by materialism of the Dutch culture. In 1620, they set to sail for the New World to fulfill a faithful mission to build an ideal Christian commonwealth. The Pilgrims missed their intended destination and landed on an icy island where there was an abandoned native settlement with shelter, dried corn for food, and a fresh water supply. The previous settlement was wiped out by what they believed was smallpox. And whereas Squanto, an English-speaking Christian survivor of the abandoned settlement, welcomed the Pilgrims about 2 months after they arrived. He helped the Pilgrims grow corn, negotiate a friendly trade agreement with Chief Massasoit. That treaty lasted for more than 50 years. The following years, after losing half of their population to a brutal winter, 56 Pilgrims celebrated and praised God with 90 warriors at a 3-day festival harvest, which is considered the first Thanksgiving. And whereas in 1641, Plymouth passed a law forbidding man-stealing, which is defined as capturing someone off a continent and shipping them to another continent and selling them as slaves. The law was designed to target the North American slave trade. 5 years later, in 1646, a ship arrived in Plymouth from Africa with a shipment of people who were to be sold as slaves. The Pilgrims imprisoned the captain and crew and charged them with the crime of man-stealing. And all the slaves were set free. And whereas Sarah Josepha Hale, a magazine editor for 2 decades in the 1850s and the 60s, published articles promoting a deep moral influence of the Pilgrims and advocated for a national holiday. She highlighted the character of the original Pilgrims, which left a permanent imprint on our nation and its founding. As a result of her efforts, the first Thanksgiving Day proclamation as a national holiday was made by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863. Lincoln's proclamation acknowledged our cultural challenges at the time and thanked God for our blessing despite the challenges. And whereas in the spirit of President Lincoln's proclamation, I acknowledge in the midst of our cultural war with the medical privacy at issue and racism being fought for and against in the name of anti-racism, and unalienable rights and responsibilities being challenged. I thank God for our city leadership, including our entire council, our city manager, our senior staff, and all the employees of the City of Crystal for the services they provide to all of our citizens. We have experienced a year of unusual plenty, with our critical staff positions being full and services maintained, creating an environment of well-being and security for our employees and our citizens. Now, therefore, I, Jim Adams, Mayor of Crystal, invite my fellow citizens in every part of the city of Crystal to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November as Thanksgiving Day for your blessings and humble to implore God's protection and favor. The 16th day of November 2021. So that's our proclamation. My proclamation, excuse me. We do have a consent agenda.
Could I just make one comment?
Sure.
It's reading your proclamation. I was taken back to last year. Last year at this time, Thanksgiving, we had a family get together, and you know how everybody brings something to Thanksgiving, to share. And a couple of people showed up with a virus and passed it on to a few people. So I got to spend the portion after 14 days after Thanksgiving in quarantine at home. Of course, my family was not at all pleased that I was home for 14 days. So I'm looking forward to this year, given the fact that we have the vaccines available to all of us. I hope people take advantage of that, and would also advise people to follow the CDC guidelines of if you're not vaccinated to social distance yourself from individuals, as well as wear a mask. And today, my daughter informed me that with the new variants, that it's important that those of us who are vaccinated, we should be wearing masks anyways. So there you go. Isn't that pretty impressive? So very similar, interesting story, because I think they dealt with smallpox. Here we're dealing with COVID. So quite a what'd you say, parallel track there.
Interesting response. Awesome. Okay, next is our consent agenda. First item on the consent agenda is the approval of the minutes from the work session on November 2nd and the council meeting from that same date. Item number 2 is approval of the list of license applications submitted by the city clerk to the city council. That list is on file in her office. And that is our entire list for the consent agenda. Looking for a motion on that. Olga?
I'll move approval.
All right, looking for a second. Brendan?
I'll second.
Thank you. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. I abstain. Let's do a quick roll call for the record.
Councilmember Parsons. Aye. Mayor Adams.
Abstain.
Councilmember Banks.
Aye.
Councilmember Budaszewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Kaiser.
Aye.
Councilmember LaRoche.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next, we have open forum. This is a time where you can speak directly to the council, and everyone watching will be able to hear as well. Is there anybody wishing to speak during open forum? Seeing nobody approach, nobody online, we will skip by open forum and move on to the regular agenda. First item on the regular agenda is the $25,000 disbursements listed. I will read that into the record at this time. First item is Health Partners, Inc., November health insurance premiums, $124,045. Northland Concrete and Masonry for the new police building costs, $170,755. Lakeland Electrician Corporation for the police building, $29,925. McDowell Company for the police building, $34,692. Vite and Company Contractors for the police building, $107,130. Golden Valley Joint Water Commission for September water costs, $209,477. Ryan Construction Company for the 2021 utility reconstruction project, $165,646. Twin Cities Featherlight Trailer for new utility trailer is $44,682. MinPara for employee city required contribution for pay date 10/29/21, $62,938. Met Council for wastewater services for November, $143,035. Total disbursements of $25,000 or greater is $1,092,327.59. Council, are there questions on any of these items? Nancy?
Just a quick comment. I got, Ann, your update on construction, and very pleased to see that the foundation's complete for the police building. first floor precast concrete installation during the next several weeks. So it's plugging away. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll make a motion if that's okay.
All right, I think that's okay. Nobody's raising their hand.
Everyone else
Otherwise,
okay?
go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the list of disbursements over $25,000.
All right, looking for a second on that.
I will second it.
Therese, thank you. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Thankful for great weather.
All right. So our second item is the Community Development Director, John Sutter, to address the council on the fire protection system. So welcome, John.
I'm trying to advance to the aerial photo of this property. Let's try that again. So the subject property is 5600 56th Avenue North. There we go. And this is the,
The wrong slide.
there we go. This is the multi-tenant commercial building on the north side of Bass Lake Road in the vicinity of Welcome Avenue. It was home to a number of businesses as well as Vinchan Restaurant, which was kind of at the eastern end of the building. The owner has installed a fire sprinkler system. That system is now complete. They are taking advantage of our no-interest 5-year financing through the Economic Development Authority. And tonight, we need you to adopt the special assessment for that to be assessed against the property, again at no interest over 5 years. And once you approve that, we'll be able to provide the check to reimburse the owner for the fire sprinkler costs of $64,170. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions and recommend and request adoption of the resolution.
All right, thank you, John. Questions from the council? Motion? Go ahead, Brendan.
I make a motion approving the resolution authorizing a special assessment of fire protection system costs at 5600 56th Avenue North pursuant to a petition and waiver agreement with Year Moa Lor and Chang Lor.
All right, thank you. Looking for a second?
I'll
Go
second
ahead,
that.
Olga. Thank you. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we'll take a look at the city agreement with Brooklyn Park on environmental health services, and John is here to address us on that as well.
Thank you again. This is a routine matter that we do every year. As you know, as a smaller city, we do not have our own environmental health department, so we contract with the city of Brooklyn Park when we need that special expertise for a very limited number of circumstances. Those are outlined in the towards the end of the agreement. And the annual cost is not to exceed $2,000. The hourly rate that they charge us is $72, which is the same as it's been since 2019. And more typical billings never exceed the maximum of $2,000. The last couple of years, they've been between $300 and $500 a year. So with that, we would request your approval of the 2022 contract with the City of Brooklyn Park for environmental health services.
All right. Questions for John? Go ahead, Nancy.
I'm very pleased about the actual billings, but just curious, how have things been going? Have you had any issues, or has it been all good these last several years?
Nothing negative. From staff's perspective, it is very, very helpful to be able to call on them when we are faced with those rare circumstances when we just can't handle it on our own, when we need that environmental health expertise.
Yes.
And we're very happy that they continue to partner with us on this, and would like to continue the arrangement as long as we can because it does work so well.
All right. Anything else? Nobody else? All right, go ahead, Nancy.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement with the City of Brooklyn Park for environmental health services in 2022.
All right, look for a second. Go ahead, Brendan.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. I'm double checking, it just seems too short.
That's it.
All right, announcements. The city council will hold its next work session on Thursday, November 18th at 6:30 in the council chambers via Zoom. You may attend. The Crystal Crime Prevention Board is hosting an identity theft and fraud seminar on Thursday, November 18th, on the same night as our work session at 6:30 p.m. at the Neighborhood Outreach Office, which is up north side of Crystal, 227 Willow Bend in Crystal. That's this Thursday, by the way. City offices will be closed Thursday, November 25th and Friday, November 26th in observation of Thanksgiving holiday. The city council will hold a work session on Thursday, December 2nd at 6:30 in the council chambers. The next city council meeting will be December 7th. Wow, 7 p.m. in council chambers. It just seems not real. The council meetings and work sessions are open to the public. You're welcome to watch them, current and previous meetings, on our website at crystalmn.gov. Any other announcements from, yeah, go ahead, Nancy.
I wanted to mention and promote the Crystal Sparkles Contest because the deadline is Thursday, December 9th, which is just shortly after our meeting. So I just want to get a plug out there that all residential participants can be entered in a contest. The winners last year were brilliant, especially the toilet paper roll
Right.
on top of the garage. That was clever, the pandemic theme. But
Yeah.
anyway, the prizes are first place is 100, second place receives 50. And then again, your location must be entered by Thursday, December 9th. And where can we do that? Is it, there's an
That's-
online thing, or can you do that at City Hall?
I believe
Or
that's.
just check.
I think it's
Online
at the,
website.
actually online, and I think the community center. can drop
Oh,
them off.
fantastic. So you can get a form there as well.
Correct. I believe that's correct.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Anything else? John?
Make a motion to adjourn?
See. You second it, Nancy?
Yes, I do,
All
please.
right. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
All right. Let's do a roll call vote.
We can talk some more, it's fine. Should we have a discussion about this?
Are we doing a roll call vote?
I think we should. I mean, that's the proper.
Really?
It was his dream, so let's follow it through.
Mayor Adams,
Aye.
Councilmember Banks,
Nay.
Councilmember Budashevsky,
Definitely aye.
Councilmember Cummings is absent, Councilmember Kaiser,
Aye.
Councilmember LaRoche,
Aye.
Councilmember Parsons.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much. We are adjourned. You did it.